Hey, everybody, welcome to the PathMonk Presents podcast. PathMonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. PathMonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding PathMonk to your website in seconds, letting the artificial intelligence do all the work, and increase conversions by 50% while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome today to the PathMonk Presents podcast. I'm really excited to have our guest on the show today. We've got Tanmay from Airbyte. Tanmay, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. What about you? It's a great honor to be here.
We're excited to have you. I'm doing quite well as well. Because this is all about digital marketing, growth, marketing in general, we're really excited to have you being the marketing manager over at Airbyte. But before we kind of dive into your role as marketing manager and some of your responsibilities, I was hoping we could kind of get this conversation started in a really easy, general way, just talking a little bit about Airbyte. So in your own words, why don't you tell us about the company and what it's all about?
Sure. So Airbyte is an open source data movement platform. If you want to move your data from one place to another, let's say any destination, kind of, let's say data warehouses, data lakes, or any vector databases, you would need a solution like Airbyte.
Okay, excellent. Pretty straightforward. And I know that that's something that a lot of people need. And I am curious, how long have you guys been around for?
So it's been more than 4 years.
Hey, so definitely within that growth phase and looking to make that next jump. Exciting. Okay, so thank you for the introduction about Airbyte. I wanted to focus a little bit on kind of like your audience to get started. So why don't you tell me in terms of kind of like the companies or the industries, who do you serve and what are some of the problems that you solve?
Okay. So let's say every industry do deal with data, right? In current market, if you look at any industry, be it healthcare, logistics, tours and travels, e-commerce, everybody deal with data. So I would say we don't specially serve any particular industry. We serve everyone who deal with large chunks of data. Let's say they have multiple sources and they want to move their data to a particular destination. They would probably need a solution like Airbyte to move their data to a particular destination from where they can make better business decision.
I see. And being that we're in 2024, like you said, like everybody is utilizing data in one way or another, it sounds like this is kind of industry agnostic, we'll say, like any industry could use it, but maybe there's like a specific, let's say, position or title within industry, within companies that you're typically working with. So like, whether it's a head of engineering or CTO, like, is there a typical audience member that you guys are working with?
Yeah. So particular industry that we have served so far, like in terms of our big client space, tours and travels, e-commerce, fintech or financials companies, these three sectors, also healthcare. Other than that, if you talk about who are the people who are using our product, they are data practitioners. Let's say data head, CTO kind of roles, data engineer, senior data engineer, VP data, those kind of roles.
Okay, if anyone out there is a CTO, data practitioner, go check out Airbyte. We'll plug
Awesome.
them. Okay, so sticking on kind of the theme of your audience and who utilizes you guys, I wanted to talk about how you typically find them, because ultimately this is about marketing growth. And so how do you reach your audience? How do they typically find you? And what are some of those top acquisition channels?
So in terms of inbound, we have organic, right? Organic is our main inbound acquisition channel. So we do a lot of organic growth in terms of SEO. So we generate a lot of traffic towards our website. And also we have a good brand presence. So we get around 20% of our searches from our brand searches, like from Google, basically.
Yeah, that's impressive.
we run paid ads in Google and LinkedIn, so we get uh, like people from there. Other than that, we do warm outbound, obviously, uh, emailing and all. So that is also one of the acquisition channel we have. Also, we attend a lot of data events. So from there also we get a lot of clients. Uh, yeah, and I would like to mention that we have a big community as an open source tool. Like open source tool, you will also have a big community, and when you have a big community, it makes your job easier because, like, word of mouth, right? So we have a big community, and that also helps us in terms of spreading the words of Airbyte.
Okay, interesting. In terms of, because it sounds like between organic SEO and some paid ads versus the outbound activities that you guys are doing, I'm curious, what's kind of the split on that? Is it a little bit more 50-50? Are you starting to get a little bit more into the inbound digital type stuff? Because I would imagine when you're a younger company, you kind of rely on a lot of those outbound techniques because you have to build up the brand, you have to build up the website. So today, like, where does that split kind of occur? Is it more 50-50, 60-40?
Yeah, so in terms of traffic, the split is, let's say, 50-50, I would say. But in terms of closing deals, I think warm outbound and like these events work better in terms of client acquisitions than directly organic. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, nice to know. I want to talk a little bit more about kind of like the marketing team in general that you guys have over there. And we always like to kind of showcase some of the nice wins that you guys have had. So maybe you can tell me what's one of kind of the goals that the marketing team at Airbyte has been able to achieve so far in 2024?
Okay, so 1 year back, like let's say in 2023, we set a goal that we want to achieve 100K unique visitors on our website. And we have achieved that goal back in May 2025. So 100K visitors on the website. So I remember when we actually planned that time we were around, let's say, 60K unique visitors on the website. So you can say, yeah, like we had made some jump from there. Like after 1 year, we have achieved that, back in May. So that is one particular goal which we have in terms of marketing, and we achieved that.
Excellent. That's really exciting. Congratulations. Being able to hit your goals is always kind of one of those nice things to put kind of like a star up on the board and say, hey guys, we did it. But I'm also curious, like, what led to that success? What led to you reaching that goal? There's usually a lot of different efforts that go into achieving something like that. Maybe you could say one or two different aspects that help lead to achieving that traffic goal.
Yeah, I think the major two things is, like, the first thing is content-driven SEO. So we do produce a lot of content that actually helped us in terms of increasing our website visitors organically. So we do rank for a lot of searches in Google. So yeah, as you know, like organic is our main inbound traffic channel. So.
And you also had mentioned, what was it? 20% of your traffic is coming from branded search terms, which is
yeah. So the second thing is, obviously our brand presence have grown up with time over the years. So that also helped us, like, increasing our overall website visitors.
Okay, that's awesome, especially in a 4-year term. That's pretty impressive. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Sticking on kind of the topic of traffic and your website, I know you had mentioned kind of that the outbound was the primary conversion tool at the moment, seeing a better conversion percentage on the outbound techniques rather than kind of like the inbound organic stuff. But I want to talk about the website specifically. Like, how does the website play a role in terms of client acquisition? And do you feel like there's any major strengths of the website or any major weaknesses of the website?
No, I think for anyone, any organization, website do play a vital role, because website is the central location where you place all your brand informations, features, pricings, like you can showcase your testimonial success stories, right? So I think, like, it's a vital thing to have a good website. In terms of strengths and weaknesses, obviously, like you should have a very clear messaging and positioning about your product for your ICP. And other than that, I think weaknesses is what I have seen so far. There are many websites which have a fancy design, and those are not like conversion rate optimized. So you should always like optimize your landing pages better for your audience who are visiting your site.
That's actually a really good kind of segue or transition into my next question, which is kind of, is there anything that you've learned about what makes a good converting website? Like, are there any specific tools that you utilize or methods? The classic CRO process is, typically, let's redesign something, move the call to action from here to here, change that from red to blue or whatever, and test it out over the course of a month to see if it changes kind of like the website visitor engagement at all. But maybe you could tell me, like, from your perspective or what you guys have been doing, like, what makes a great converting website for you?
Sure. So first you have to identify what are the high traffic pages on your website, right? And once you know the high traffic pages on your website, you would expect some conversions number from those particular pages. And so we did in A/B testing on our website. So we actually created 4 versions of our homepage. There was some different designs and different messaging, different text. And we splitted the traffic equally, 25% on each versions. And we ran that A/B testing using a tool called StatSeek for about a month. And after that month, we have seen that there is no major differences we have found. Like the differences are very minimal. So you can't conclude or you can't like come to a decision that yes, this page is working better than the other 3. So we kept running that continuously for 1 more month. Then we finally saw there are 2 particular pages among those 4 which are converting better than the other 2. So we removed the other 2 and kept those 2 and splitted the traffic as 50-50, and then again kept running it for another 1 month. So after the 3rd month, we saw a major difference in one particular page, and we made that page in our as our main homepage. So this kind of conversion, A/B testing or methods you can apply in your site to see which particular page is working better. Also, sometimes what happens is you might not get the result in a shorter span that you are expecting. So run it for more time. Don't come to a conclusion early. Sometimes the result that you are seeing might not give you the exact conversion data. So run it for more time. So as I mentioned, it took about 3 months for us to conclude which page really worked well in terms of conversions.
Yeah, that's really wise. I think a lot of people within the CRO field in general are usually under a lot of pressure to provide a really well-performing and well-converting page or website in general. But to take the time to let the numbers speak for themselves, because within 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, you're typically not going to find something, right? But over an extended period of time, those numbers will start to separate eventually. But it's about having the time and the patience to be able to run that. And those are really wise words. Okay, I want to move on to some questions that are a little bit more tailored to you as a marketing individual rather than Airbyte as a company. And so I wanted to start with a relatively, let's say, straightforward question. What are some of the key tasks that you focus on your day-to-day work? What are you typically doing every day that you log on?
Okay, so our main objective is to generate leads from these channels, right? So obviously the first thing which I do every day is check the analytics, like how things are moving down the funnel, what are the visitors number, conversions number, and how things are going down the funnel. Other than that, I check our paid ad campaigns, how things are going there, because we do invest a lot of money there, right? Paid ads acquisition. So you need to see the campaigns and how those are working, where we need to change something in terms of keywords, landing pages, bidding strategy and all. Other than that, obviously I do like talk to a different like sets of stakeholders in terms of marketing team, different agencies which we closely work with. So yeah, these are the things which I do.
Yeah. I think that's a common theme amongst a lot of the individuals we have here on the podcast is reviewing the numbers, right? The numbers don't lie. So making sure you're seeing, okay, are the numbers pointing in the direction we expect? Are they showing us something different? And being able to pivot once you've realized something is either going right or wrong, being able to capitalize on what's going right or being able to pivot away from what's going wrong. So yeah, the numbers are always extremely important. So next I wanted to talk about kind of the content that you consume on a regular basis to get smarter, right? Like we're all trying to improve. We're all trying to put ourselves in a better position for success. So with all of the overwhelming amount of content that's out there, where do you go to kind of learn and grow and keep yourself up to date?
Okay, so there are two things which I do. Basically, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. So I have a good connections of fine marketers and same industry peers. So I think if you see every day on LinkedIn, you will get a lot of threads from where you can learn, right? They share their thoughts, experiences, and things that they're doing in their current organization, or some results or some marketing tricks. Other than that, I do learn a lot of podcast. I would say Exit 5 particularly. It's a B2B marketing podcast. Yeah, these are the two things that I do. And obviously I watch YouTube videos, sometimes articles from marketing blogs.
Those are more usually, I would say, for like more tutorials to learn how to do something. But yeah, I think those podcasts are a really great way to kind of gather information from other people who might know something that you don't, right? And always being open to learning something new. And maybe you can add the PathMonk Presents podcast to the list of podcasts you listen to on a regular basis. Cool. All right. The next section of questions I want to move into are a little bit more like rapid fire. We call this the rapid fire round. And what we're looking for are just short, crisp answers. The first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to start you off with a relatively easy one so you don't have to think too hard. But what's the last book that you read?
This is Marketing by Seth Godin.
Very nice. I'll have to add that one to my list. What is one marketing tool that you use every day?
I can say Google Search Console or Google Analytics for, this tool.
Yep. Well said. What is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
If I could restart my journey as a marketer today, I would make genuine connections early on, because I think like having genuine relationships or connections help you in terms of grow your career.
The network, right?
Yeah.
Important. And especially like you said earlier, like what do you do on some of your day-to-day tasks, or where do you go to get smarter? You were mentioning that you spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and growing that network. Yeah, being able to establish that earlier on in your career rather than trying to catch up later. That's a really, really good answer. Okay, so we're wrapping up the podcast and we're done with that section. And I wanted to say thank you so much, Tanmay, for joining today. I really appreciated it. And I hope everyone that's listening to this episode. Yep. But I did want to ask you one additional question, which is what we call the last word. And that is, if someone watching this episode today forgot everything else that we just talked about, what is the one thing that they should remember about Airbyte?
Okay, so Airbyte gonna be the next big thing in data industry, because data is the most vital thing currently, right? Without data, you can't do anything. So I think, Airbyte will be there.
The future of data. Got it. All right. Thank you so much, Tanmay. We really appreciate it. Everyone, if you're a data engineer, if you're working with data on a regular basis, go check out airbyte.io. Tanmay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's airbyte.com.
Got it. Oh, my apologies. Thank you so much. Airbyte.com, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks.